Welcome to the 10th planetary transmission, the corridor of living creation. And this corridor carries us beyond knowing, beyond awakening, beyond simply recognizing what needs to change. Because there comes a point on every journey where the vision must leave the inner world and begin taking form through the life we actually live, the choices we make, the words we speak, the relationships we nurture, the boundaries we hold, the things we build. This is the corridor of the living creation. Across the 8th to the 11th of August, the planetary field moves through the powerful thresholds. The Sun and Jupiter continue through Leo. Mercury crosses from Cancer into Leo. Venus moves through Libra. Mars reaches the final degree of Gemini before entering Cancer. Saturn and Neptune continue retrograde through Aries. Pluto remains retrograde in Aquarius, and the North Node continues through Pisces. Together they form a movement from inner known into conscious creation. Not creation through force, creation through embodiment, because your future is not created only by what you desire. It is created by what you repeatedly choose. Let's enter the corridor of living creation. The gateway opens. Everything you have travelled through has brought you here. You have questioned, released, remembered, rebuilt, but eventually transformation asks something more of us. Live it. There is a difference between knowing your truth and organising your life around it. There is a difference between dreaming of another reality and beginning to create one. Living creation begins when your inner world and your outer choices start speaking the same language. This corridor asks, what are you creating through the way you are living today? The fire of becoming. The Sun continues through Leo, and Leo carries the fire of expression, the courage to be visible, the willingness to create, the strength to stop shrinking yourself into places you have already outgrown. But authentic radiance does not demand attention. It simply stops hiding. You do not need to become louder to become powerful. You need to become more truthful. Let the fire illuminate what is real. Let yourself become visible first to yourself, and from there become. The courage to rise. The Leo fire calls you forward. This is the courage to stop shrinking, to stop hiding, and rise into the truth of who you are becoming. You don't need permission to take your place. Trust what is awakening within you. Stand in your own light and take the next step with courage. You are not rising above others. You are rising beyond the version of you that once held back. Rise, be seen, become. The last words of the waters. As this corridor begins, Mercury is completing its journey through Cancer. Before the voice enters fire, it passes through water. Cancer remembers. Cancer feels. Cancer understands the emotional truth beneath the words. So before speaking forward, listen inward. What have your emotions been telling you? What conversations remain unfinished inside of you? What truth have you known but struggled to articulate? Do not rush past the feeling, because the voice becomes powerful when it understands the heart it is speaking for. The voice enters the flame. Then Mercury crosses into Leo. Something changes. What was internal wants expression. The thought wants a voice. The message wants movement. The truth wants daylight. This is not permission to speak without awareness. It is an invitation to stop silencing what genuinely needs to be said. Speak from the heart, create from the heart, teach from the heart, and allow your voice to carry the frequency of what you actually live, because words become powerful when embodiment stands behind them. Speak what you live. Your voice is more than a sound. It is an extension of your choices. If we speak peace but create conflict everywhere we go, the words become empty. If we speak sovereignty but constantly abandon ourselves, the message becomes fractured. If we speak love but refuse compassion, something remains unfinished. So this corridor asks for coherence. Speak what you live, and live what you speak. Let your message become visible through your actions. That's where authentic influence begins. The path of expression. Your truth was never to remain only within you. This is the path of expression, where what you feel, know, and embody begins to move through your voice, your creativity, and the way you show up in the world. You don't need to perform. You don't need to convince. Simply allow what is real within you to have expression. Your voice is part of your path. Your expression is part of your creation. Speak, create, express, be seen. The courage to be seen. There comes a moment when hiding no longer feels like safety. It feels like limitation. The courage to be seen is not about seeking attention. It is about allowing yourself to stand fully in your gifts without shrinking to make others feel comfortable. Let your heart lead. Let your truth be visible. Let what you carry finally have space to reach the people it was meant to reach. You were never asked to perform. You were asked to be present. Stand tall, shine openly, be seen. The sacred fire of creation. Creation begins with the fire you choose to feed. This sacred fire is your passion, your intention, and your willingness to bring what lives within you into form. You don't have to force the outcome. Protect the spark, give it direction, and keep showing up for what you are creating. Every word, every choice, and every action becomes part of your reality, taking shape around you. The fire is already within you. Now give it something worthy to create. Ignite, create, embody, become. The courage to create your new reality. Your new reality begins with the courage to choose differently. You don't need the entire path mapped out. You need the willingness to take the next aligned step and keep moving. Release the patterns that belong to the old chapter. Choose what you want to nurture. Act on what you know. And let every conscious decision become another piece of the world you are building. A new reality isn't created by waiting for change. It is created by becoming the change you already are willing to live. Choose, act, create, and become. The warrior returns home. As Mars moves into Cancer, strength changes direction. The fight outside becomes a deeper question within. What do I love enough to protect? Your peace, your heart, your home, your people, your purpose. Not every battle requires confrontation. Sometimes courage is a boundary. Sometimes strength is choosing peace. Sometimes victory is refusing to abandon yourself again. The warrior has not lost their fire. They have remembered what the fire was always meant to protect. Return, protect, nurture, stand. Build what you can protect. Not everything you create is meant to be carried forward. Saturn asks you to become deliberate about what you build. Build what you are willing to nurture. Build what reflects your values. Build foundations strong enough to hold the life you are creating. Protection is not fear. It is knowing what matters enough to receive your time, your energy, and your commitment. Don't build simply because you can. Build what you are prepared to honour, protect, and sustain. Build, protect, commit, endure. Vision without illusion. The vision becomes clearer when illusion falls away. Neptune retrograde in Aries asks you to look beyond fantasy, projection, and the stories you once believed you had to follow. What remains when the noise disappears? Your truth, your knowing, your authentic vision. You don't need to abandon the dream. You need to remove everything from it, and that was never truly yours. Keep the vision, release the illusion, create from what is real. See clearly, trust deeply, create truthfully. The future we create together. The future is not created by one voice, one person, or one path. Pluto, retrograde in Aquarius, reminds us that every transformation ripples into the collective, while the North Node in Pisces calls us back to compassion, connection, and shared humanity. What we heal changes what we pass forward. What you create becomes part of the world others inherit. Your choices matter, my choices matter, and together our choices become the architecture of tomorrow. Choose consciously, create compassionately, build together. The living creation. And here, the whole transmission comes together. You are not waiting for your life to begin. You are creating it now, through every choice you make, every boundary you hold, every truth you speak, every relationship you nurture, and every vision you choose to bring into form. Living creation is not about controlling every outcome. It is about becoming conscious of what you are feeding with your energy, your attention, and your actions. Let your inner truth become your outer reality. The future is not somewhere you are going. It is being created through the way you live today. Live the truth, build the vision, become the creation. And so, the 10th corridor completes. We have moved from courage into expression, from expression into creation, from creation into protection, and from individual vision into the future we create together. The message is simple. You are already creating through what you choose, through what you speak, through what you protect, through what you build, and through what you refuse to carry forward. So walk consciously, create courageously, love without abandoning yourself, build what matters, and allow your life to become the living expression of your truth. The future is not waiting for you. It is responding to what you choose today. Live the truth, build the vision, become the creation. Until our next transmission, with love.